Hello, my friends. If you have an LLC or a corporation or an entity registered in the United States, you again, now as of recording this video, have to file your BOI report. Now, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through the FinCEN website. There's a bunch of court cases going on, people challenging the government, saying that this is unconstitutional. The government has not ruled whether or not this case is unconstitutional, whether or not the BOI report is something that's against the Constitution. What they have ruled is that a local circuit judge cannot create an injunction that stops the whole country from filing this report. And there's back and forth. The best thing about this is that FinCEN seems to be pretty transparent on their website about the requirements of the reporting. So I'm going to go through the website, I'm going to go through some of the notices, and then maybe we can submit another BOI report ourselves. I've submitted so many, and I have other videos showing how to do it, but I want to share my screen and we'll go through this with you guys because this is a big update. Now it's again required to be filed. So I'm at FinCEN.gov, and right in the middle of the website, beneficial ownership reporting. And there's an alert updated February 19th, and it's the 20th today. So I'm right on it. Beneficial ownership reporting requirements are back in effect with a new deadline of March 21st, 2025. So they give us 30 days to comply. So now if you have not filed your BOI report yet and you really don't want to, maybe you get the information queued up, you get ready to go, and you wait on the page on March 20th, March 21st to see if there's going to be any updates before then. And then you can decide at the last minute, as long as you're ready and you have the tools ready. And I would probably do it maybe one day before. If you're someone who's not opposed to doing it, then watch my video on how to complete the form and how to submit it, and just do it. The BOI is the Beneficial Ownership Information Reporting, as we can see here, the BOI report. And this is to report the ownership of 25% or more of any LLC, corporation, or entity registered in the U.S., or to report someone who has substantial control or control of the entity. So if really like Susie owns it, her brother is really running the whole show, technically Susie's brother would have to be on there. And the point of Financial Crimes Enforcement Network is to stop financial crimes. This is not the IRS. Obviously, it's the same government. It's the U.S. Treasury. But this is a different part of the government. And, I have other videos about it. But it's not like a tax thing. It's more of an anti-money laundering thing. But again, if many people are saying that this is unconstitutional, that we should be sharing this, traditionally when you register a company, on some states, you have to tell the state who the owners or the managers are, but some states, like where we open a lot of companies in Wyoming, the ownership is private. So it's something where we wouldn't be reporting the ownership to the government, and it hasn't been required, and now they're saying we need to know who owns every single company. It's a big shift from how it's always been here in the U.S. Let's go to file your report now. Let's see where they take us to. So they have the alerts on here, and you can see BOI e-filing, FinCEN.gov. An alert, beneficial ownership are back in effect with a new deadline on March 21st. They will assess its options for further modified deadlines. See the notice. And that's going to take us to, I think, this one. Yeah. So this is the FinCEN notice, right? They extend the beneficial ownership information reporting deadline by 30 days. And there was the injunction was Texas Top Cop Shop was challenging in Texas circuit courts, and they got that the Supreme Court ruled that basically the judge couldn't have a nationwide injunction. And then the second one, I think it was Smith versus Department of Treasury, and that was another Texas District Court case that got, again, overturned in the Supreme Court. They're saying these Texas judges cannot stop the whole country from being required to file this report. And they have not, from my understanding, have not ruled on the constitutionality of this. And there's other cases in different levels of circuit courts. It's a complete mess. So as we skim through the notice here, with the February 18th decision, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas in Smith versus Department of Treasury, as I just mentioned, the reporting requirements under the Corporate Transparency Act are once back in effect. However, they may need additional time to comply, so we have 30 days. And in keeping with Treasury's commitment to reducing regulatory burden on businesses, thanks guys. During this 30-day reporting period, FinCEN will assess its options to further modify deadlines while prioritizing reporting for those entities that pose the most significant national security risks. When you go to the FinCEN.gov/BOI, now we're going to look at this report, and they have the alerts here. They're back in effect, and then they have a bunch of little blurbs here, which is actually more detailed. They link the cases, they have different notices, and you can read all about this stuff. At the end of the day, it comes down to, are you going to file the BOI report, or are you not going to file? Do you want to share this with FinCEN or not? I don't know how they're going to assess the penalties on the millions and millions of business owners who don't comply. I feel like it's going to be one of those stick things like like the 5472 reporting. Like if you get in trouble for something, they'll have more ways to penalize you, more ways to come after you. Every time you file the BOI report, if you move or change your address, you're supposed to be updating the report. If the ownership changes, you're supposed to be updating the report. You're supposed to be filing BOI reports for everything. And it's cumbersome. It's an additional thing to do, and it's pretty annoying. So I think I'm gonna make this into 2 different videos because it's already getting kind of long. If you need our help doing the BOI report, let us know. We're doing it for free for all our clients. It's actually a really simple submission. You just need your company information, your EIN number, and your own personal ID or passport that you have to submit and upload to this if you're more than a 25% owner of the company or you're controlling the company. So if there's 5 people who each own 20% of a company, there still has to be someone who submits the report who's controlling the company. It can't just be no one controls it. There has to be someone on the report. So yeah, let us know. I can help. Subscribe, and I'll do another video completing the BOI report on a full video. Okay, I'll put that one up here so you can click that link and see that video next.